and welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is in your part of the world. Welcome to the stream, the B stream, with myself, Gareth, and Waga, of course. We've got some lovely games coming up for you. Waga, it's early in the morning here in Europe, but it seems that the players are in the lobby. They're ready. They've gone. They've started, and the draft is ready.
The draft is underway. We're already in the second ban phase, so we're seeing some action here. And, of course, on Fnatic's side, we have Tiny, Phantom Lancer picked up. On compLexity, we have Slardar, and an early Enchantress grab, which, of course, the PL was a response to. So we'll see how this works out for him. Normally, Enchantress, she can be a really powerful hero to have in your team, and of course compLexity, they know how to make use of it as well.
Yeah, the compLexity Enchantress, right? One of the first, maybe you could say pioneer teams to bring that kind of offlane Enchantress to the forefront.
Yeah, but they are also capable of playing it as a support. That's kind of the power in this team, because Moo plays it really well, but you also have Zipfreak who knows how to play it. So they could play it either way. Offlane Eng can be a struggle if there's a carry Tiny or a carry PL, whichever can actually be a little bit of a tough matchup. So we'll see what they decide to do. Obviously, it's a super strong roamer, but since they already have Slardar, most likely going to be on the offlane.
So Tiny first pick. You know, we've seen a lot of this. You were talking about it just now in the little break we had. You can put it into any role. You know, very diverse, kind of dynamic opening pick. But Phantom Lancer as a response to Enchantress. Why has this been picked up so early on?
I believe it's just the agi bonus you gain from the Phantom Rush. A lot of people are getting used to the fact that you can actually kill a lot of enemy squishy heroes, even if she does have Untouchable, or she could take over a PL Illusion. He actually brings her down quite quickly.
Okay.
And PL is also getting a lot of love because of his level 25 talent. Down the road, he becomes a monster with that critical strike. It's basically Juggernaut's crit on a talent. It's amazing. 30% chance to do a 2x crit is
not
really
bad.
Powerful.
Yeah, not bad. I guess it's got a nice little doppelganger to get away from, like, you know, corrosive haze, amplified damage, crushes, and all that stuff as well. It's pretty nice. As well as Fnatic running. They have been running PL a lot in their recent games. It was just, you know, that kind of first pick material, not really what I would have expected, but Abed is such a godly player on it.
Normally we would see a hero like PL in the second phase for sure, and we do see the Omni Knight being picked up here, so very indicative that it could be a support Enchantress now. Like, looks very hard to put that on the offlane when you have a Slardar and Omni Knight in your team.
So move the old Omni Knight, see what happens there. So Fnatic now with Universe, you know, addition to the team, they've kind of been spreading their wings and picking up some kind of more open drafts, definitely with Universe's hero pool being available to them. His Tiny has been spectacular, but also, you know, heroes like the Enigma have come out from Fnatic and been very, very potent in a lot of these drafts. That's not a hero that I would have expected to see, though. It's not a common one in drafts nowadays.
I think one of the powers that Lion actually brings is that his Hex is a little bit easier to make use of than Rasta, since Lion is inherently faster, and it's more natural to build the Blink early on Lion, whereas Rasta normally goes for the Aghanims play. And the Hex is so good against Omni Knight. Repel doesn't actually remove the Hex anymore. Nothing removes the Hex.
Dispel Hex.
So that's a very big thing, especially in a time where a lot of people are buying Aeon Disc. Look at this Omni Knight. Every Omni Knight, this patch, they want to get Blink, Aeon Disc. That's the dream scenario. But if there's a Hex on the enemy team, suddenly not as strong anymore. So that could be a part of the reason. Also, just having more Disable when you have a PL in your team is already going to help out just bursting people down.
I really think that item is super underrated still. Aeon Disc, honestly.
It's getting some love now, though. It's really getting some traction now. A lot of people are starting to pick it up. We had games where two teams played it. A team picked it up on two different heroes in the same game. And it's getting... people are understanding the limits of it and the power. The good part about it, it's a natural transition from mana boots. You have mana boots, disassemble that. The energy booster is already in your inventory. Then you just need to buy the vitality booster and a very cheap recipe. No, it's not that expensive anymore. They made it cheaper twice now, so it's honestly quite a decent upgrade. Doesn't cost that much and gives you a lot of survivability in the fights. It
was pretty funny, you know, watching the patch logs as they come out, because it started off as like a 1700 recipe
or
was 1750.
I think even 1900. It was so expensive.
It was super expensive. It's like, okay, and then Valve's like, guys, it's 1600 now. Guys, it's like 1400. Just please buy it.
Yeah,
Come
please.
on, someone.
They just want to see it played, man. I understand them. I mean, rightfully so. It was not being picked up at all. And even the Meteor Hammer is coming back as well, or coming back. It's making its entrance into the competitive scene now. Probably not going to see it here. Don't see a hero that naturally would buy it in this game, but we'll see. We'll see. Sven, also a good hero against PL. Of course, not just for the cleave, but the fact that Diffusal does no longer purge, so it's not as natural of a counter to Sven. His Warcry, normally you want to purge that off, because it's such a strong armor buff for your entire team. But now you need to go all the way to a Nullifier to get that effect. And not as natural on PL to buy a Nullifier.
A little more obnoxious.
Yeah, it takes into late game.
Yeah, we've seen a few builds on PL with like the Silver Edge, like Nullifier Orchid build, but like you're saying, it's much later into the game. As Fnatic now come back with an Undying. We saw a fair amount of this at Galaxy battles, in the grand finals, especially with this Undying. We've kind of lost track of this lane-dominating hero. Sure, a couple of the Russian teams still like to bring it out from time to time, but now he's coming back into the forefront with all of these, skirmishes around tier 1s, all of these timing hits, and people being much better at, playing around your cooldowns. Having Tombstone just to be able to, plop down next to a tower and say, cool, you're diving us with 3 people? Okay, we'll bring 4 down here and a Tombstone as well. We'll see how you deal with that.
You mentioned a very good point there, the Tombstone. The thing is that the meta has really shifted towards a lot of strength heroes. And one thing about that, easier to land Decay, of course. Decay is more valuable since it takes away the enemy damage as well. So it's valuable for those reasons. And Undying can get close to him with his ulti, which is also big. But the biggest thing, Tombstone is so hard to kill when you don't have that ranged Agi in your team. And looking at the team of compLexity right now, the only one they really have is Enchantress who can bring it down.
And it's doubly so, especially with a Sven, right? If you pop God Strength BKB, you do not want to go and hit a Tombstone.
Yeah, you don't want to stand there. That takes a long time as well. It's a lot of hits to bring it down, and Undying, if you kill him, he can drop one more Tombstone with the talent. It gets obnoxious. It gets obnoxious real quick.
Oh, man. I was watching a game the other day and a team had it may have been Galaxy battles where there was Serpent Wards and Lycan Wolves and Zombie Tombstones.
We played that
it was you! I was watching your game. I was watching your game.
I told my captain towards the end, you just picked the most disgusting thing. We have Rasta, Undying, and Lycan. There's so much, there's an entire zoo on the map. How do you want to kill all this?
Serpent Ward trapping and zombie trapping.
Oh yeah, he trapped our Undying towards the end.
Oh man.
That was a good moment. That was a very fun qualifier.
It sure was.
So Broodmother getting banned out since they don't have the best heroes to deal with it. Tiny is quite good though. Tiny, once he has enough damage, can throw 1 tree and it's going to kill the entire spider army. It's just gone. But there we go. Another strength hero hard counter. Fnatic kind of tailoring their lineup here to fit what compLexity are picking. Playing more reactive. After having their Tiny and Phantom Lancer as the base, they're now, with Undying and Razor, really just countering out compLexity a lot.
I feel like hero for hero, Fnatic have the edge. It's the kind of upper hand in a kind of context of matchups.
Well, it's 5-4, Durka.
You're right. There is one hero missing. How could I have missed this?
Yeah. This is the analysis that you bring me in for.
But this 5th pick, the final pick, we talk about it a lot. It has to kind of really bring this draft together. I struggle to see something that does that for compLexity. I feel that Fnatic have really leveraged themselves a great position to end the draft with that Razor. It kind of leaves compLexity scratching their heads, don't you think?
Yeah. I was gonna say, this is not looking so easy. Maybe a Queen, because Puck is banned out, but okay, they're gonna go with Veno. That's gonna help them out a little bit with the whole, we need a range hero who can bring down the enemy. Also, they now have the wards to kind of protect them when the Razor charges in. This is a very, very interesting pick, but I have not seen Veno almost played at all in this patch. This is definitely going out there, changing it up a little bit. It's not a popular pick, at least.
No, definitely not. And you're looking now at a single core lineup, right? compLexity have the Sven and the Sven. That's pretty much what they have. I mean, sure, Limp, if he gets off to a good start, you could look for that magic damage build. But once you get to the kind of mid to late game, it really is going to be all about Chessie, it feels.
Limp needs quite a good start as well, because like you said, we're not even mentioning Moo. He's great at playing Omni Knight, but it's such a hard Omni Knight game when you're going up against the Razor, and of course the Hex from Lying that we mentioned earlier. So yeah, Sven has to become absolutely monstrous in this game, and it's not going to be so easy. Offlane, Tiny by Universe, he's definitely going to give Chessie a hard time here. And with the Undying, of course, anytime you see an Undying in a team, they're looking to contest. They're looking to dual lane and mess with the enemy safe laner. So compLexity, they definitely have some pressure on them. Late game is also not even though you have Sven against PL, it's not the clearest for them that they just win, because PL is quite strong in late game, like we said.
The Kenwin, Sadmins, Sad admins. And then he drops the P.
All right.
Alrighty then.
Well,
I guess we're paused for stream issues. Basically, I don't know who can hear this or what's happening, but for
if
those
you're out there,
if anyone's out there, if anyone can save us, we're trapped, we're locked in. For people in Dota TV, we are attempting to stream out, likely over onto Facebook. I think it's the ESL Dota2 Facebook page, but it appears we're having a few technical issues. Unfortunately, nothing in the hands of myself or Wagga that we can do to control this. It's
sending positive energy and thoughts over to the
I'm
tech team.
Definitely praying for the ESL tech team as they get things all sorted out. But yeah, for the guys inside Dota TV, hello. Welcome.
How are you all doing this morning? Yeah, so seeing now Enchantress on the side of compLexity, of course, played by Zfreak. Like I said earlier, he really does play this hero quite well, and I think it was a nice bait that they had there, that they could put that early on into their draft, make it look like an offlaner, and then switch it. This is a value a lot of teams use. They pick tiny or pick heroes that are very ambiguous in what they can do. They can deliver on many different positions, and then you just switch it. Same with Puck. Have you thought about that? Puck can be played as a mid or off lane recently. Or a 4. And a lot of people do this. They pick Puck early, and then the enemy don't really know, is that their mid? Is that their off? What should we prepare for? And it's worth a lot in a draft.
Yeah, because you're like drawing out counters or forcing bans. It's kind of these kind of forcing errors from your team just through the illusion of a hero.
You just want to secure the laning stage. The laning stage is almost more important than ever right now due to the way that denies work. If you have a tough lane, you're not going to get anything out of it.
If your range creeps get denied, you're done.
Exactly. Not even the range creep anymore, because they switched it over more to be on the melee as well. But 25% experience if the creeps get denied, that's nothing. The enemy is getting as much experience for denying as you're getting. So, yeah, that's real tough.
It's like when you watch OG play and they just have Fly on a Shadow Shaman. He's just mid lane, denying creeps. Just denying creeps for the first minute and a half. Maybe the first 2 waves.
Puppy and Fly were 2 of the ones to do that quite early. Must have scrimmed against each other or something.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Kind of realizing, hang on a second, we can get our support to level 2 and our mid laner to level 2 at the same time before theirs do?
So you're telling me I can be a ranged support with Tiny's damage? And denies matter a lot now? Sounds like Rasta time.
Is it much different? Is Rasta 74 base? It is, right?
He's more, I believe, than that. I think he hits harder than Tiny, even. He hits incredibly hard.
Definitely does.
So this is a very deep and aggressive ward that Zfreak placed in the Dire jungle here. They're going to have nice control all the way in, and it's definitely not going to get found. Kyle with the rune steal. Going to be able to take that away. Nice timed stun, and Universe and Pilot Eye, they just have to watch him slither away.
And of course, Chessie got the other one. So this deep ward, watching into the Star Jungle, is that for Zfreak to kind of, that for himself to play around, so if he's taking a creep or rotating in, he's not going to get caught?
Yeah, it allows him to basically make his rotations. He will see where the supports are headed as well, which is very important. Look at the lane switches here, though. Both teams are switching around, trying to get the lanes they want. Envy with the TP towards mid on the Razor. He realizes, wait, Omni is not top. I'm going mid. Omni is like, haha, you fool. I'm going top now, and you don't have a TP anymore.
And then Limp comes mid.
Yeah, so this is taking a while, but like we said, getting the lane set up is extremely important.
And
this Abed and Ray
roaming PL.
Envy is running top. He's like, I want to lane against this Omni, but Omni has the TP ready. So once Envy gets top, they can make a TP switch with Veno and Omni Knight. So this is not that good for Envy. He might just be running all the way up here and then getting switched again.
Oh no, poor Envy. Is this going to happen to you? And then meanwhile, bottom lane, we saw the creeps being dragged across. Zfreak tries to get up in the face of them. But Universe here with Pilot Die, this Undying, plus Tiny Lane. What does Chessie do apart from get on his knees and just pray for them to not touch him?
He's doing a good job securing the last hits he can for now, but he had to commit his stun earlier, and it's not going to get any easier here for him. And the switch did happen that we mentioned, so now we have the Omni versus PL matchup, we have the Veno against Razor. This is the way compLexity wanted to lane it, and they played it really smart there, running first, and not TPing immediately. Envy TPing mid there allowed them to outplay this. But now he buys another TP and he's back to mid. Yeah, these teams are really fighting for having the lane matchup that they want.
Goodness gracious me. I mean, we've seen musical lanes before, but this is getting ridiculous now. TPs left and right.
That's true.
So Abed returns top. He's with DJ up against Limp. That's the laning matchup that Fnatic are most happy with there. But there is one kind of element that we've not really seen too much, right? This Enchantress from Z-Freak shifted from top jungle down towards the bottom half of the map. Hasn't really done anything apart from like contest a little pull across. But with bottom lane getting so aggressive like this, with Highlight Die dropping low, they've got this crush. And Kyle has trapped Highlight Die in here for long enough for Z-Freak to arrive. Chessie will chase him down, and Undying in all sorts of trouble here. No way to escape. And it will be the Enchantress to pick up that first blood.
That's beautiful. They comes in there. It can be deceptively difficult to bring down the Undying if you don't have help. So very nice for him that Enchantress came in, cut off his path. He can't run straights anymore. And this is what they need. They need to help out Chessie. That's honestly, we focused a little bit on Omni and Veno switching lanes. That's all mostly a distraction, I feel, because Sven needs to have a great game. That is super important in this game. And so far, Universe is basically tied with him for farm, and probably gonna get more farm than him due to this Undying just being so strong in the lane.
Yeah, I mean, you did mention it that Chessie was doing a great job picking up what CS he could, but being at this stage with a double melee lane up against an Undying with a Tiny seems pretty damn nice there for Chessie. Of course, that one little rotation from Z-Freak did help out. Speaking of, the Enchantress was spotted by a Dire Observer ward over towards these little jungle camps here with a rune spot there. So Fnatic knew this Enchantress was on the way up towards top, dipped back towards their tier 1 and play a little more defensively, at least for the meanwhile, with the Wild Wing throwing that tornado out. DJ is going to chase it down, throw a stun, make sure that nonsense
and run
stops.
away. But meanwhile, though, he wasn't protecting Abed. The stun is now wasted, and Gale is coming off cooldown.
Oh.
He does get the juke on the Gale, so that misses, and that's not going to be a kill. Still, though, plenty of damage.
He drops his shoulder, dips back in.
Oh, Abed is the king of jukes. He's ridiculous sometimes.
And DJ takes the bounty rune.
And taunts away.
Wild Wing dissipates out as the bounty rune's still up on top of this high ground here. DJ has another stun, but Enchantress is just so quick with boots up. No way of really catching up to her. So Omni Knight against Razor, the laning matchup the Mood definitely didn't want. Not going well as expected.
It's pretty much impossible, right? There's not much you can do. Once you get drained by the static link, you're just done for. And they tried to run in with the DD rune towards mid, but now instead looking for Pyle Die on the Slardar and Sven here. They used the stun, but Universe comes in. Oh, nice tombstone on the high ground. Very defensive. They can't really go for Undying anymore.
Kyle? Playing mind games with Pyle Die there.
He wants it.
Trying to hold that ramp, hold the staircase. But Chessie just returns back to lane to keep on farming. Looks reasonably okay there with a few little stick charges to go as well. But, you know, we were looking at this Universe Tiny. Now moving towards the Soul Ring, moving towards the Treads, the Blink.
He is having a dream game, and so is everyone on the side of Fnatic, actually. The Razor, in the end, did get the matchup he wanted. They're staying on that matchup that they wanted. And the same thing top, of course. And meanwhile, as we said, bottom lane is not really a good matchup for Sven. So everything looking pretty Fnatic here. They're really getting what they want in the early game.
Definitely feels that early, like they've given these core matchups what they want,
rotation.
Right? Yeah, Envy will get Galed, Limp. You don't expect the roaming Venomancer coming in. With a stomp there, Z-Freak will be able to control Envy for long enough to do the damage to bring him down, but DJ's rotation does get the cross kill at the very least, as Pyle Die hunting the Centaur, gets it with a Soul Rip. Finish off that little army.
It's a consolation kill, but that was still a very successful rotation for compLexity and just what they needed as well. Meanwhile, they're doing the switch again as well. So we'll see if Razor decides to TP top now, since Omni is top. Most likely, he seems to just be attracted to him, like a magnet. He's going top. Envy knows what he's doing. He just wants to lane against this.
Where is Omni?
Yep. It's quite simple, honestly. It makes the game very easy to play when you have a hard counter to an enemy laner. You just do your job and follow him.
A little unfortunate there for Fnatic that they couldn't chase in behind the tower for the Omni Knight kill, but Envy deep in behind the tier 1. They've gone for this play anyway. Abed with the PL still ready to fight. 1-1-3's his build, so lots of right-click attack damage if he gets that Phantom Rush going, but he has to doppelganger up to the north as Envy turns now with a static link. Moo chased down, but Fnatic just
so tough.
Playing this slow for now. Are they scared of There's Z-Freak and Limp combo, the ranged heroes behind this tower.
It's just very hard to chase in. The Untouchable, the Gale coming in now. The heal is there if they don't get hexed.
Oh, the damage!
Oh.
And now Limp might die as well. He's in all sorts of trouble. Envy's got the damage stolen, and he'll turn it back around. A double for Abed.
And meanwhile, bottom as well, they're just pressuring Chessie. He's running for his life down here.
Tossing zombies.
Yeah, throwing in the zombies. It's just a nightmare for Chessie.
He's got another toss. Toss the
the big zombie.
Oh, yes. Get him.
With the punch.
Get him.
Wow. Yeah, Fnatic, they really made it clutch there. That hex onto the Omni Knight was just what they needed, and we had enough damage to bring him down. And compLexity were banking on getting that kill on Razor. If they got it, they could maybe have pursued for a second kill. Instead, they lost 2 heroes. So that was real tough.
So across every lane, every fight so far going the way of Fnatic. Chessie looking reasonable on the farm, you know, top of his team. But these 3 core heroes, the 3 red markers up at the top of the board there, all Fnatic is
already seeing
running away with it.
Already seeing a 2k plus gold lead at 7 minutes is very early, especially when you have a team that has Enchantress basically just running around and ganking, right? And Slardar also just running around and ganking. So it's a very tough situation here because you're not going to get too much if these ganks don't work on compLexity, is what I'm trying to say.
I do often worry about Lions, because we've seen plenty of times, you know, Lions not get blinks fast enough.
Okay, they glyphed.
Oh god, they glyphed it, you're right, yeah. Very fast, but then the courier is an early warning system. They've been sent an SMS.
That's true. That's true. Very
Kyle
smart
and Z-Freak
pathing.
are coming. But yeah, Lions, we see run out of time, not get enough farm, and kind of just be this walking hex machine, right? You're just going to be there in a fight, or try to get your spells off. In this game, it looks like DJ's aiming for this Ether Lens, and you know I don't see Lion enough at all in pubs, in pro games, or anything like that to kind of understand item builds.
Oh wow, the Omni TP out. Really scared there. Don't really understand why he would TP. But yes, the Ether Lens on Lion, it allows him to operate from farther away, of course. The Blink Dagger is nicer to get, but it's so expensive. One big expensive item, whereas the Ether Lens is a little bit easier to build due to the cheap nature of the items. You can more easily get it before you happen to die or happen to have to buy a lot of wards. So this is more affordable for DJ. And it does work super well, of course, with the Ether Lens. Having the long range for Finger of Death is so good.
Nice little build up, yeah. Seems very good.
And of course, there's also a combination. If you go for the Ether Lens, having Tranquils together with it, you have a lot of mana regen, a lot of HP regen. You basically never have to go to base. You even have the mana drain to keep yourself up fully.
This is a nice little play mid. Take Abed down to half HP. A little Centaur stomp after the ensnare from the Dark Troll there, but not really able to pressure him too far away. He's a little bit scared about the second round here, but compLexity focusing on multiple lanes, keep Chessie up and running, and pressure this mid tower.
Feels like one of those rare moments where Mu actually gets to lane against who he wants to lane against in this game, and he's taking, you know, he's making the most out of it, of course. Meanwhile, though, Envy and a smoke up here with DJ. Chessie, you're the target.
Oh, look at that damage.
That
DJ with a Finger of Death and the stun at the same time. Same frame. Doesn't care about Chessie at all. And then we'll bring him down immediately.
Yeah, beautiful to get that big cooldown used already as well. And they're chasing for more. I don't know if they can actually reach this with Lion, though. Even the Repel is there.
Yeah, a bit optimistic from DJ, but threw the Earth Spike in anyway. They've got Universe pushing tier 1. They'll get some damage into this with a Catapult Wave. Again, something that we see from teams a lot now is the focus on that first Catapult Wave, you know, or the first Catapult Waves. That, you know, they come in, they make rotations. We see Lycan with Helm of the Dominator becoming so popular because of that.
Of course, yeah.
But, you know, you look at OG and Fnatic, they see the Catapult Waves come, they TP 2-3 heroes in, they pressure, keep the Catapult alive, and look to play around towers. And now, compLexity! Z-Freak walks into his own death as they try and do the reverse. They try and play against the Catapult Wave and play aggressively with the Enchantress, who can obviously steal one of the Catapults, but Fnatic were ready.
You have to be mindful about the decay as an Enchantress, taking away your strength. You don't have a lot of strength to give, right? You don't have too much of a max HP to work with. 580 max HP before you get drained or anything. And then Lion and Tiny nuking you, you just dissipate. You're just gone.
You are gone. Especially with those stat
toss.
items. Hello, DJ is in there. Kyle stunned up. And with the tombstone there, it looks like it might just be his end. The zombies will stack up, chase him down. Nice repel from Moo. We'll buy time here from Kyle, and Limp has arrived as well with a few points in the Plague Wards. So Fnatic unable to really secure a big kill here as the big ulti from Limp. It does come out, but there are no stuns. Nothing to cancel the TPs of Fnatic as Kyle walked back to lane to get some creeps for himself and left them all to just run away.
Yeah, it's so hard to go in. Both teams are playing very tentative in these fights because they know if they go in and overcommit into a Razor, it's super hard. Likewise, if you run into a Veno, you can quickly have trouble getting out of there alive. So both teams kind of just measuring, you know, can we go, can we not? And in the end, Fnatic TP's out, loses nothing. They're going to run back down again and pressure. Tiny is now closing up with his Blink Dagger, 600 gold away.
Ooh.
That's going to be their first big timing. And he did this with Power Tread's build as well, so he's going to have plenty of DPS as well to go with it.
Treads, Wand, Soul Ring, Blink coming. It's all a dream here.
For sure. Everything is looking great for them, and they are getting the majority of the Diffuse Hole completed on the Phantom Lancer, so not going to be a Battle Fury build in this game, which would be probably way too greedy with a Tri-Core that they're running.
Yeah.
Just get your functional items going. You don't need to accelerate your farm. You just need the items that allow you to fight.
So Chessie is clearing out Ancients, farming jungle for the past 3-4 minutes or so. Mask Manus is on its way, but this sentry ward that Fnatic placed down, Paladise scanned the high ground, came in, blocked the camp, and now they are contesting the Ancients. Not just holding back and saying, right, we'll block them and make sure
Undying is farming them. He's like, these are mine. And I want to give some love for DJ. He just triple stacked their own jungle as well. If you look at the lower jungle for Dire, he stacked all of those at the same time, and now there's plenty of farm for Tiny to go back into as well. Who already has his Shadow Blade queued up after his Blink Dagger. He knows what he wants in this game.
He knows he's going to get farm.
Yes.
He knows it's going to be
It's
fine.
amazing on Tiny. The status resistance is really, really good with it. Because Dust, nope,
Yeah.
does not work. Not for very long, at least.
I was playing Bounty Hunter against the Tiny the other day. I just had to keep tracking him every like 3 seconds. Like, oh, I'm going to track him again. Going to track him again.
Yeah. Try playing Legion Commander and dueling him.
Oh no, that sounds awful.
You have 2 seconds or 1.5 seconds to finish the job, else no duel for you. That's a tough one. So,
compLexity trying to play the map here, it looks like.
yeah, they're trying to get this tower down, and with the Venom wards, they have a decent shot at doing so, even using the drums as well, trying to put all the pressure they can here. But are they going to defend it? They're just getting a lot of farm on the rest of the map, meanwhile, though, Fnatic.
Yeah, Chessie is in jungle. Z-Freak was forced
Oh,
away
Kyle.
from lane, but they've got the catch here. Kyle, goodbye. TP's into his own shrine. Coming to join his brother up a top lane, but Fnatic, again, just ready and waiting. Everywhere you look, there's Fnatic heroes just coming out of the woodwork, battling.
I love the way that DJ plays his Lion. He always activates his ulti as soon as possible. Does not really care if it's a support kill, if it's, you know, a big kill or not. Just get that cooldown on cooldown as soon as possible, because you don't want to run around with such a big gun ready. You just want to use it. So it's just a beautiful way that they're playing it. And now he's just gonna make sure that he stacks up a little bit in jungle, picks the runes, then he's gonna go for ganks with his team later. But anytime they have his ulti ready, they make use of it so quickly.
It's kind of interesting though, right? Where, like, spell cycling like that, we may not have had a word for it until quite recently, but it's been around for such a long time, you know, thinking about, you know, Shadow Shaman, Serpent Wards, and let's say like a TB Metamorphosis, right? If a team has both those, you cycle through them and take towers, having a Finger of Death, you get that cooldown going, just making sure you're using the resources you have without losing out on anything. And compLexity top with the resources they've got, looking for a play here, but Fnatic just again ready. Blink Tiny's here. There's a tanky Envy Razor with drums. Aquila up on the front lines, bringing a full Yasha to him, in fact. Looking very strong.
He's having a good game. Meanwhile, we see Universe and DJ smoking up. And this is one of the reasons you don't have to go for a Blink there. They did get Smoke Break and Ward spotting them. So nothing going to happen for him here today. But this is one of the reasons he didn't go Blink. He has a Tiny. He can just toss him. Abed, there's an Invis Larder on you.
That's right. It's the Holy Hand Grenade, Lion. Well, this is compLexity now coming on force, but the Doppelganger dodge gets away from the stun. Kyle still invis, gets the 3-man crush, but Chessie, repelled up with his God Strength going, has to try and turn and burn, but he's going to get ripped apart. Universe comes in and cleaves them down. compLexity lose one after the other. And Fnatic absolutely running away with this game right now.
It's just really tough to watch, especially for me, but seeing that Sven stun, they just needed to initiate with the Slaughter. You're never going to get the peel if you don't combo it. I feel like there was some miscommunication where Kyle did not want to go, but, you know, Chessie thought that they were going. In the end, they lose 3 really quick. And, of course, Omni and Sven, those are 2 big kills. Fnatic now having a really solid grip on this game. Peel is starting to get out of hands. I mean, Sven is decent against Peel, but once he's double your net worth, I don't care how decent your hero is at countering, Peel is still gonna shred you. And he's closing in on having his Manta style. He has the Yasha delivered now with the Diffusal Blade, 17 minutes in. This is a good timing. A very, very fast timing coming out. But meanwhile, we have, you know, Limp just building a home for himself on the bottom lane as a Venomancer. He's putting down some wards, trying to ignore everything else that's happening in the world. He just wants to sit down here and be a snake.
I will make a bunker, I will live in this bunker, and I will keep pushing.
Yeah, see? His little snakes, they spot out. There's a unfriendly rock moving in. Nope.
Tiny, get out of here.
It's moving away.
This is my place.
It's very much like Broodmother when you set up with Veno like this. You make your little home and then you play around it and hope that no one comes and messes with you.
No one comes and knocks it all down.
Yeah, he's building his little ideal dream world.
I'm not sure if that was Kyle stacking, but Kyle ran away after using Corrosive Haze on a creep, and Abed comes and clears the stack anyway.
I was like, thank you.
Yeah, he's like, cheers, mate.
I didn't need that farm. Once you get to this point where you can control the enemy Ancients, it gives you a lot of advantage, but at least meanwhile, they're trying to do the same thing bottom with the Venom wards, and Kyle getting some nice experience for himself here, getting to level 9. But
super far from Blink or anything like that, though.
Yeah, still no way near having an actual item. And Omni Knight still has yet to finish his first item, going for the Yule Scepter. Even when he has it, though. Oh, they did catch the snake.
That must have been a toss, right? Toss DJ, yeah.
I believe they hand grenaded him.
Looks like it.
One of the best ways to kill snakes.
Absolutely. From a distance, mid lane, there's a play in onto Chessie. Abed looks like he's running circles around these compLexity boys at this point. Chasing forward, Doppelganger over the trees as Chessie, running out of mana, can't walk right or stun. He's spamming his treads here to get into something, but he's run out of everything as Abed just sprints forward. He'll look for this last lance in, and Chessie will take a tumble. Kyle crushes the illusions, but now he's dead as well, right?
He could be going for this play. Abed, is he going to be that ballsy? He has to have some limits, but meanwhile, Envy just solo killing Moo on the top lane. Kills happening all over the place, and still it's not over. Zedfreak being chased down now by Abed.
Abed's just going in.
Yeah, see, like this is the scary point of PL. Once he gets that maxed out Phantom Rush and has a Diffusal and Yasha, he hits so fast. He doesn't care if you're an Enchantress. Max level untouchable, I do not care. I just attack anyway. He's just sending these illusions in.
What are you going to do about them?
Yeah.
Try and deal with them, compLexity.
And it gets even worse. Once he hits level 20, it's going to have even longer range on the Phantom Rush. People go for this all the time, this talent. It's really amazing. Allows you to even move around quicker on the map.
It's obnoxious.
Yeah.
It really is.
You can use it to survive. It kind of reminds of the Quelling Blade bug that we had for a while. The cruising PL. God, that was beautiful to witness.
Like, oh, you can use your Phantom Rush to go wherever you want? Wow. How amazing.
Yeah.
Phantom Rush is so fun against heroes like Broodmother as well, because you just like click once on her.
Yeah, or like
and just like follow around. Like, oh, you want to use your webs to hide? Not today.
Oh god. Kyle gets one step too close. Immediately Universe is on him. DJ is there. And we're seeing exactly why DJ does not need to have a blink or anything. That range on the Hex and the stun. Even if you hover over the stun range, it actually has even longer range than that as well. Because that's the range that you can click it in, and then it has extra added range outside of that. Way Impel works.
It's like 75 extra range or something.
It's like 150 maybe. It's quite a bit extra, so it adds a little bit more. So he can really operate from so far away. Even went for the Ghost Scepter now, so I don't see how he's gonna die on this Lion.
Yeah, he's bossing it right now. And then you've got Moo and Chessie down bottom. They've got Blink on Sven. If there was an item market, if there was something in this game that could bring compLexity, back from the grave, as it were, it's a blink on Sven, right? It's going to be that item that allows him to get into battle,
For sure.
stick on a target and do damage.
They have to get the chain stun going, but that's a difficult and hard order because they don't have a blink on the Slardar. Kyle has to have really good positioning, and then they need to have Sven ready to blink in and combo with it, because a single stun duration is not going to bring down the PL ever. Even if Sven has ulti on and right-clicking the PL, he's not going to kill him alone. He needs that extra stun. Universe. Oh, no, the ulti.
He's out. He's gone.
Envy
is not out. He is in.
He has Aegis, so he just wants to force an issue here.
Oh, the full staff limp away. Envy's Aegis will finally fall. Fnatic. High ground Tombstone as they try and chase in. Chessie is repelled, looking for someone to go on.
Ulti runs out now, though.
Strength is
Sven
gone.
is quite weak now.
You're absolutely right. He has to stun illusions. Abed used up by Moo. He's trying to save the day as Limp comes in with a Poison Nova. Chessie war cries back in. But Abed just running around. He's got no problems with this as the Guardian Angel arrives, buys them time. But it seems inevitable at this point that compLexity are taking a fall here as Abed just chases forward. Illusions running rampant. Envy and Universe, they're off. I don't know, having a pizza party or something off to the side. They're doing whatever they want.
Yeah, they don't have the tools anymore to deal with them. When Sven doesn't have his ulti, there's simply no damage at all that PL would worry about when he has full HP. And you could argue that Envy could even have waited and they could just push with the Aegis later on as well. But they know that they're so far ahead, they just want to take any engagement they can.
Just bait that fight, get some cooldowns going.
Exactly. Well, when you're 14,000 gold ahead, you can be pretty confident about these fights. And especially when the enemy don't have enough stuns to lock down the PL. He's even going for a Scotty next. No need for a BKB or anything like that. Just stacking up the stats. And, might get caught out a little bit here.
Aggressive doppelganger down to the low ground, but he's got Manta to get himself away, and Envy comes in. Chessie drained of all of his damage, and Pylai will just run forward and try and get him, but Abed is the one to secure the kill. As Pylai die, Tombstone down, not connecting on anything too much, but Envy will, with Moo falling, the Omni Knight.
Yeah, they had the Slardar trying to go behind there at the same time, but Universe ran into the Slardar and he stopped him from doing any form of wraparound on PL, and now they're just pushing onto the high ground here. 3 really farmed and really big cores. Meanwhile, Pylai is there to heal up anyone who needs healing. He's got the urn, he's got the soul rip. This Undying is taking care of everyone.
Lovely. Yeah. Thank you, Pylai. You can just see, though, that Limp really cannot do anything. He cannot do anything.
No, I was a little bit curious about the Veno pick. I didn't expect it at all, and I haven't seen it work out for other teams yet. It was a gamble, I feel. Fnatic really had an edge in the draft, and this was kind of a try to do something. Meanwhile, the DJ ultimate going down again. This poor Slardar, he's been ulted so many times by the Lion. I think that's the 3rd in this game.
Feels pretty bad. What's 2,000 net worth on a Slardar at 25 minutes? It's just been the way the game's gone, you know, it's not a...
Well, normally Kyle is the position 5, right? And he is in this game as well, but it's hard to do as a Slardar. That's where their draft is a little bit unnatural. Zipfreak is a great Enchantress player, but he's also the position 4 player. So that becomes a little bit weird when you have a Slardar as well. So they kind of put themselves in a strange spot there, and both of them were roaming around. Like I said, they're not going to get farm by pulling or lane control. So every gank had to work, and in the end, they only have 3 kills. So Fnatic, they read them beautifully and dealt with it in a really good way. Right now...
I hadn't even noticed, but yeah, the meme is coming.
Oh yeah. It's, you know, in 2 kills or so.
Yeah, or so. Just compLexity, just ruin it. Just get 1 kill and then it...
Come on,
actually, ruin the 3-2-2 and just get the 4... Just go straight to 420.
Yeah, that's the downside, right? At the time, and have to sacrifice 1. Kyle, go in.
Oh, dearie me. Well, they're holding on. Chessie.
I mean, I'm looking onto this Lion, though, and he's having almost Blink Dagger along with the Aetherlens and Ghosts. He's as rich as the 2 supports combined on compLexity right now. Dancing around with the taunts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Smoke up from compLexity. Last-ditch effort. If they can find someone...
It's an illusion.
A moment of silence for our fallen comrades.
My Swedish brother. Not like this.
It feels bad to laugh at one of those moments, but
Well,
sometimes shit just happens. That's an illusion bait from Envy, like well played Envy.
I laugh, but it's a painful laugh for me because, you know, everyone's been there.
I mean, maybe with the continuation of the smoke, they find something still. Kyle's invis.
He has a Shivas, though. He's so tanky. Even if they do reach him, and he's just too fast. He's just gone.
See ya, boys.
Yeah, Envy has a read. He knows exactly where they're moving. He saw that, you know, ulti go down on his illusion on top, and he knows that the smoke is up there.
So he gets himself away. There's a ton of illusions coming out now as well. He's going to try and bait them again with another illusion moving up towards top, but they'll make their main strike in towards mid, it looks like. Envy cuts a wave up towards the top side. Make sure there is no further pressure into their tier 2 as they secure this net that closes in around complexity's base.
All of Fnatic are just about to finish big items right now, if you look at it. There's the Scotty, it's not far away on the PL. They have 2,200 gold on Lion, and Assault Cuirass is just 600 gold away on Tiny. So I believe they're going to finish up the next set of items, and then they're going to force the issue going high ground again. Just making sure to play towards your timings, because otherwise it doesn't matter if you have a lot of gold advantage if it has yet to be put in an effective item, right? Gold is only worth something when it's actually an item or a buyback, but they don't need buybacks right now, they need to complete these items. So they're just waiting to finish it out. compLexity though, trying to delay it in any way they can, split pushing, but gonna get forced back to base.
And they have to keep coming back to defend.
Officer Envy is patrolling the borders.
Farming the creeps in the meantime. Get that efficiency in. Oh, where's he going?
He gets the creep too.
Oh, wait.
Oh, no. He cancels.
You can't leave a creep behind.
Yeah, it's the efficiency really. Oh, hello, Sithric. You're gonna have to
Is he
TP
dead,
him as well. It's the untouchable is still very good. He has no attack speed on Razor.
They also pop God Strength bottom lane, unable to catch out Universe, who gets himself away. Blink and Shadowblade, both available to him.
That could be a very good time to just go. That's at least 1 minute where you could just push as Fnatic. And they just finished up the Assault Curse. Kyle gets spotted. That's the haste turn though.
He's toying with them a little bit. Playing that a little barrier between himself, between Chessie and the enemies, but still Chessie found here, forced to TP, will succeed getting back into the fountain. And now compLexity, it's time to, you were talking about the bunker of the Venomancer down the bottom lane as you pressured the tier 2. It's time to create one of your entire base. Just
Yes.
turrets everywhere.
I'm sorry, but Venom wards are not that strong of a... They can't quite set up that parameter.
I believe!
Alright, he's gonna go for another tier 2. Snakes love tier 2 towers. Sadly, he hasn't been able to take one down yet, as Envy's still defending. He's just not having any of this, and he's getting very close to his level 25 doing this. It's kind of insane, actually. We're minute 29, and he's level 23 on a Razor. Out of all heroes, he is absolutely insanely farmed here.
Envy done a great job, middle lane. Catch onto Kyle. Who's this in the back?
Again.
Who's hexed up? I can't click them. I can't see them. It's Moo. Dead is the Omni Knight as compLexity lose to Fnatic on an absolute tear.
And
they run into
yet
this
another
base.
finger of death onto Kyle. That's number
Was it-
4 or
was
5,
it
I
really?
believe.
Oh no.
Yeah, DJ has his number. He knows. It's his target.
That feels bad. Racks finally fall. Fnatic.
Heart
get
on
this-
Razor as well. There's no way you're killing a Shiva's Heart Razor. He's just gonna stand here between, and they can try. They're going on the PL maybe.
Oh, Chessie repelled up with a God Strength going. Stuns out, not man to dodge there. Abed now is being focused down, but he gets a rush away onto a Plague Ward, it looked like. And it looks like Fnatic are just fine. Turn back around, start battling through. Cooldowns are now done for compLexity. They will jump in with the last remainder of this God Strength, but down goes Chessie. One more punch of Universe will secure that kill, and Fnatic still relatively healthy here.
Pyla die, gonna walk away as well, gonna also be fine, and now they're just gonna reset, use the Spirit Vessel to heal up Envy here real quick probably. As the Venom runs out. He even has the Heart, but look at the region now. 370.
371.
It's so fast.
Oh my god.
I played against a...
And he's full.
Yeah, he's full HP just like that. Played against a Veno who rushed the Spirit Vessel and ulted people, so he didn't really want to break the TP when they TP'd out back to base. He just wanted to make it so Fountain doesn't really matter. So he spirit vessels them, and the fountain can't really heal them up.
Oh my god.
And then they slowly die to the venom in the base.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
That's really nasty.
It's one of my favorite items, actually. Spirit vessel is so much fun.
It feels really bad when you're playing like a Timber or something, though, right?
Oh yeah, it's tough.
It's like, oh, they have the one item that counters me. compLexity trying to play around Roshan, but Limp. Oh, the Finger of Death comes in. A bit more damage here will do the work, but they switch back onto Kyle. Dead again, Slardar taking it for his team, as he does keep the Venomants are alive, at least for now.
Yeah, even when he doesn't get ulted, he still has to be the sacrifice. And that's going to be Aegis onto the Peel. Oh, she's on Peel. Okay. I thought they would take the cheese on the Razor since he has so much HP, but I guess Abed is confident enough he's not going to get bursted.
Envy just wants to go and run into Fountain now, right?
That's true. Envy will probably make his way towards the Fountain. Prepare for the dive.
I mean, he's got the wrong item queued up. It's definitely Rapier time.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Envy, my dude. Let's see it.
Long gone are the days of the Envy Rapiers all the day, but with Ember Spirits being played.
Ember and AM. R.I.P.
Have you ever played Ember against Razor in this patch?
No.
It's the saddest matchup you could ever dream of.
Oh,
you know
so
why?
He takes off Flame Guard.
Yeah, Flame Guard is gone.
Oh, no.
Every 5 seconds, he has a Flame Guard dispeller.
Oh, that feels bad.
So that's one of the reasons we're not seeing Ember. Someone asked me recently, like, why? Why is it? It's like, yeah.
Because Razor hard counters him.
Oh, meanwhile, Kyle gonna get chased down here. Hex is there as well.